outside, through a hole in my underwear for one, like one light.
I didn't hear that till they're like 40. Oh, geez.
A big hole.
Yes.
Be man.
Okay, so I have to ask him about it. So I'm supposed to get back
to the solar.
next by Friday, where I told him this midweek, and I'll ask him about that. Trip. I know we talked about this sewer smell. So I'm just saying, if you can think about it, I don't know what size pipe it is, but it's probably a 4 inch. It's just that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty certain it is. Because at some point or another, you're going to be expected to drive a town vehicle or on the town streets, not having a driver's license. What are you going to ride around in the back of it? So, if you got to report, you have no other choice. choice. And 7 days are late because they didn't have a ride to get to the meeting for work, and that was it. Where's that at? Okay, where was this?
That's not perfect.
You gotta look at the tree out Well, I think it's still on the side. I'm not sure, probably drive down.
Well, it's 60, yeah, he's a 50. 45 record.
All right, so, welcome to Woodville's Town Board meeting. It's February 11th, 25 at 5 p.m. Is there a volunteer to give the, opening prayer? Elaine, hurry back so you can do the prayer. Would you give us, would you please, open us with your words of wisdom?
You are ready? Most gracious Father, we come to you, Lord, in the name of your Son, Jesus. Thank you, Lord God, for your goodness and your mercy, Lord. Thank you, Lord God, for allowing each of us to be here tonight, Lord God. We ask for your wisdom, Lord God. We ask for the power of the Holy Spirit, Lord, to intervene in each decision, Lord God. We ask for your leading, your guidance, Lord. And we know, Lord, that only what we do for you, Lord God, will help the decisions we make, being according to your divine will. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. All right, so in reference to approval for, go ahead. In reference to approval of the minutes, we're behind a few months on the minutes. They are currently being prepared and caught up. We may need to have a special meeting, to approve some prior month's meetings. We'll confirm that with Elaine when she gets back in here. So next is, board approval of pay the bills. Is that what she's making for y'all right now? That might be. Let's wait a minute. Elaine, is that what you were making this?
Yeah. Oh, the docket, yeah. Well, y'all can go on and come back, because I have it, just gotta give it to you.
Okay. All right, for the sake of not keeping, our visitors here too long, Holly Cavalier or Johnny Sturgis, are they here?
Not yet.
They coming? Does anybody know? All right, the second order is private sewer lift station. Is that
Yeah.
that lady, is she coming?
That's Cavalier, I don't know.
Oh, so that is the same?
Yes,
that-
yeah.
Okay. I don't see Sharon Robinson. Mr. Gonda, you're next.
Go now?
Sure thing.
Go ahead. There is, one mistake on here, which I'll tell you about. I want everybody to have a visual of my issue. I'm not a engineer by no means, but, my first issue, I would like to address is my water meter. My water meter has a nice size leak. It used to drip, now it's running, it's on the cutoff side, on the town side, and it's just flowing. Mr. Ferguson came up about 6 weeks ago and let me know about it, and then about a week later, I read in the newspaper that they don't have time to fix the small water leaks by the time they go around and check 17 lift stations. But I'm requesting that the leak in my water meter be fixed. Meter's fine,
Can I write down your address?
1203 Main Street.
I want to address something about that while we were talking about it. That water valve, it's in policy, it's the town valve. It's not for the customer to disturb the valve. So when you need to turn your water off, all customers should have a valve on their side of the meter. That's policy. We don't enforce it, but that's policy.
Okay, so, is it leak, have you seen the leak?
No, sir.
Okay. It is something we'll look at and repair it. If it's on our side, that's costing us
It's the
water.
town's cutoff valve.
Okay,
That's right, it's the town's cutoff valve, not his.
right,
Okay. We do it on
okay.
The second thing, which is of great interest, is, Friday night on January 31st at 1 a.m. in the morning, luckily I woke up with the thunder and the lightning, and I heard bubbling in my toilet. My house is at least 15 feet high from the main line. I was outside drilling holes in the vent pipe because I had 6 inches of sewer in my bathtub, and my toilets were pitching overflow. So, you'll see in picture number 4 that I gave you, that next morning I went out and ran an emergency line out to the side of my house so in case it rains again. Mr. Long came down that morning and looked, and everything looked fine on their end. But number 3 is a tie-in, and that number 3 is a 6-inch line. My line is in number 1, it's a 4-inch, and it ties in picture number 2, I have an X there where it comes down the side of my property and ties into that 6-inch pipe. That stake on number 2, the first one at the bottom of the picture, is 50 feet past my house going north. So that pipe's going somewhere else also to collect sewer. Number 3 is the tie-in, like I said, where the 6-inch comes in and it ties in, and I circled, wait, I didn't need that picture. Anyway, it's rainwater. It's got a busted pipe somewhere. You'll see an invoice where I spent $720 with Roto-Rooter to come and check my lines, and my 4-inch line is clean. He decided to go on down the 6-inch line and made it about another 50 or 60 feet past that X on number 2 towards that second stake before he couldn't go any further. He can only clean out a 4-inch line, a residential guy that came, and he said that would have to be done with a commercial group that's a 6-inch line. My fear is that sewer line, they put a brand new line in the spring.
Something like that.
In the spring, they put a brand new line in because it was all filled up with roots. And part of it's right there where that tie-in is. So, either way you look at it, water, I wasn't using any water, and water was just coming up into my house from the sewer line. the little sketch I made, I'll have to apologize, the number one circle at the bottom of the page, I didn't realize they had moved that manhole when they put the new lift station in. But, and I've drawn the line that goes straight up to state one and state two, the blue and the green, that's just the main sewer line that kind of follows along parallel to the ditch that goes up to Highway 24. The water from Main Street Market, all that water comes right down that ditch across that tie-in that's exposed. That's a lot of pressure coming down right where that tie-in is. And I just, and one other little piece of paper I gave y'all, I went on the internet, and also there was a professional engineer, civil engineer, that the home lines are 4-inch inside diameter pipe, which is what mine is. When Mr. Long and I spoke, he told me that that pipe in the ditch was my tie-in, and I didn't say anything, but then I went back and investigated, and I realized that it's a concrete pipe, which undoubtedly the plastic's gone off from all around it, and I'm sure it's got roots all in it right there. I don't know if when they put the new line in, they did the tap. I don't know, on my invoice with Roto-Rooter, the last sentence he puts on the invoice is to cover the 6-inch, the plastic diameter, the city manhole, recommend the city installing a clean out on the tie-in. Because you can't clean that out, a 6-inch line, if it's the city's line. So the situation is whether the 6-inch line is the city's or not, because I know that all the homes are tied in 4-inch.
All right.
I'm not looking for any money, I'm just looking for a solution to do something with the 6-inch pipe. Whether it has to be a new one put in, whether it needs to be cleaned out.
Well, fortunately, Trail's here, I don't see Jeremy, where do we stand, whose responsibility is it, what do we need to do?
Well, at that time, we went and did all the research we can, and he said that he was gonna get a plumber, so I said, it's okay, that's all I can do. The main line was open. That's all we was required. When the main line is open, the service is on the customer. It just so happened they did it, his sewer, his house and the main line is so far apart. It's kind of, I think his money need to be refunded, but.
I'm not even looking for that.
Yeah. But,
Did your Roto-Rooter guy suggest that commercially cleaning out the 6-inch line might resolve the issue?
And there's no way to clean it out unless except if they went to number 3, picture 3, that's where they clamp in. That's the only place I think that they could take it loose where they could conceivably see what's there.
So he couldn't send his camera that far?
He got clogged up coming south, let's see, I wrote it down. He went, after he turned on out of my 4-inch line, he went down about another 50 feet. So it's another 100 feet from where he couldn't go any further. And he said he couldn't just go, so.
All right, so to resolve this, the 6-inch line needs to be looked at.
And the second question is, where did all the rainwater come from? That's what backed up, that's what forced the sewer to back up, is somehow or another there's a pipe busted where water's getting into it, and a lot of it.
that's around the whole town.
When was that rain you're talking about?
January the 31st at 1 a.m.
Okay.
When I was outside in my underwear and shoes.
Is that, what day of the week was that? What day of the week was that?
It was a Thursday night to Friday morning 8 a.m.
Okay, so
The
I
last
think I recall
The
that.
last thunderstorm we had.
Right, I think I recall that being an exceptional
Yep,
down poured
It
a
was.
lot of water right quick. Where else did we have some problems that night, or that morning?
Mostly, Sligo and second south, it's just that low line area, you know, it just, where's rainwater gonna go? It should, it start going up here, it's time to call somebody.
does that lift station have to pump it all the way back up to the Methodist church? Or does it go south?
That lift station goes to Sligo.
So it comes back up to 24 and into Sligo?
It go behind that gentleman's house. That Mr. DeQuilla owns on the hill.
Okay, it goes that way.
Yes, sir. Behind his house, all over Sligo.
Okay.
And
is
Sligo's bad up too, you know, so.
Is that when we did that, had to do that repair down by the Quilla house down there, in
Yeah.
that low line area?
I'm on the north side of that line.
Okay.
But that's the line, that's the 6-inch line ties into that. I know it's gonna be full of roots.
Was that last repair, what was its problem?
Last repair was from manhole to manhole.
Okay,
On that little sketch I made,
So when
from 3 to 4 on that sketch.
So when, communication and everything, he would have called us when the road rules guy was there, so we could have a good idea, we would have.
It's all state.
That's how I wanted to try to communicate, you know. Like I said, 3 people here, we can't be everywhere, but if he'd called when the road rules guy was there, I know he was spending money, somebody would have went there and got a better idea what's going on.
Well, it's all marked off and dug up in different spots.
Alright,
I've got my tie-in dug up, and it's leaking there. I've got my pipe coming from my house, which I'm gonna probably, depending on how long it's gonna be takes to get fixed. I got that, where I can, get somebody to come in and put a check valve in it, where at least water won't come back. But I guess my other question is just where does that how far is it? It doesn't really, I guess it does affect me to a certain degree, is that where's that 6-inch pipe going north of my house? And undoubtedly, when they put the sewer in the late 70s, they put a spur off the main line to catch a couple of houses besides mine, my parents' house.
the map don't show the service, but it shows the main, so.
so do we need to go take a solid look at this and figure it out?
Oh, no doubt, no doubt.
Okay, and then, so really, we have to determine and agree, where does the town's responsibility start and end?
I always told the main line, so, but probably where the 6-inch stops at, I say that much.
Okay,
When it go to 6 to 4, so no residential have a 6-inch line, so. I say, I guess, where the 6 and 4 meets.
okay, how far is that from the main line? How long is the 6-inch line off the main line?
I don't know, it goes at least, where that picture where the stakes are. Number 2, that stake at the bottom, I'm facing south. That stake off, that ditch is behind it, there's another 50 feet where the second stake is down there, so, I mean, it's 120, 130 feet, if not longer, 150 feet probably.
A 6-inch, okay.
We probed it to there. Where the stakes are, it's probed. And we even probed it past that second stake. But even if they can clean it out, the issue's gonna happen again with the water, where the water came from.
Mr. Long, have you been to look at this since this report that he has from Woodville?
No, cause this is my first,
So you want to look at this and
Yes,
then
ma'am.
you want to take a look at it?
Yeah, I have.
You want to make a determination as to, what the town is responsible for doing?
yes, ma'am,
You want this back?
I have one.
So,
So let's definitely do that, let's go look at it, let's try to figure out your question. You're right. You go rotor it out tomorrow, those roots are gonna grow back in there if that pipe's busted.
Well, all right, and I'm sure it is because it's the same place where the other line was busted, they had to replace between the two. And like I say, the other situation is gonna be is even if it is cleaned out, where the water came from.
Right.
And,
So in the past, we haven't had that water problem?
I've never had, not to my knowledge, that house has been there since 1965.
Has anything else changed in your area, that would redirect the water that way?
It's always come that way. There's a lot of water that comes down through there.
Oh, yeah, and right behind,
Well, the backyards, I mean, if you forget the ditch hole in the water, and, you know, the backyard's flooded. Cause it slopes down, but, you know, it's, that narrow 5 foot deep ditch can't everybody hold it when it's when you get a 2 or 3 inch rain in an hour.
well, Barry LeBlanc lives up in that red house, and at the side of that ditch. And that washout is 2 feet from the foundation of his garage now.
Now, at one time, several years ago, I told a board member, I want to check on it, there was a big huge tree leaning against the sewer line, bending. Of course, the trees now, I went back there the other day and looked, and trees falling over and stuff's uprooted everywhere, so, I don't know.
All right, so we have an aging system we're trying to take care of. I certainly appreciate you pointing it out, and I know Trail is gonna be going down there. Thank you for the pictures. We'll stay in touch with, if you could, with Trail. He's the one who knows what we're talking about. I'd be happy to go down there and learn as much as I could about it. But as far as, 25, 30 years of experience, that's him.
That's good, I'll get with him, I've got it easily marked now.
Okay. All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Did the Cavalier Sturgis person show up? Which is the same as the private lift station. Sharon Robinson, did she make it? All right, we're gonna go back to, Delane, I talked about the minutes. I said that, we've got a little behind on typing the minutes. We have not made a minute approval, in a couple of months. We're finishing those up. And we're probably gonna call a special meeting to go ahead and review the minutes and approve those. All right?
Yeah, I think
Right. I think we're talking about November, December? Okay. Well, let's go ahead and then, we'll get everyone to look at these minutes, and then those other ones when they become available, and then we'll vote on all of them.
Okay, that's fine.
Would that be all right? Is that okay with everybody? Do y'all want to spend a few more minutes looking over the docket to pay the bills? Okay, we'll come back to that. Street, cemetery? Mr. Long? Yes, sir.
Hey, how y'all doing?
You get beat up.
Yeah, I'm used to it now. I have Monday water report, and any questions about that?
He would have had something to say, what do you have?
Okay.
It is a little higher.
Yeah. I mean, that's my fault there. The lane and I didn't communicate, that's our first time, but I found a mistake, but it was on the weekend. That total water loss, that's not good.
Okay. Does the aerator always run, or why would it not be running at some point?
Well, we're talking about water.
Well, I don't know, but it's at the street department, that thing that the water
The water.
cascades over?
Oh, no, that's the water that comes from the well.
Okay,
The aerator just takes the gas out, the hydrant sulfide. So when the tank's full, the service pump stops, when the well fills the clear well, it stops.
Okay, so then it wouldn't be flowing down those,
No.
okay. I've never seen it not working,
Yeah,
and then when I noticed it not working, I was curious.
yeah, everything's full.
Okay. CBD, got an email in reference to, looking at some funding and some projects and stuff. I mean, can we get, Mr. Long's involved in this and looking at some bigger monetary project ideas? I think we have 2 months
Yes.
to propose an idea. We did the sewer lift stations, this past year,
Yeah,
so,
We have all the instructions already.
no, we didn't do no major work to them, but we did a little bit. Well, more sewer lines we did, yeah, than the lift station.
okay, so again, this is some more, another opportunity to repair some bigger ticket items.
Yeah. That money don't let you use it for gas, you gotta do water or wastewater.
I thought gas was stuck, not yet?
No.
Okay,
We gotta start doing something for gas.
There's another,
Yeah.
was it Mensa?
Films,
Mensa, yeah, there's another
we got,
rank for gas, Mensa, you have to go through them.
okay.
them old gas pipes killing us.
Right.
It took 100 years to get them in, it'll take another 100 to fix them, so we got to start with something.
Okay. Does that gas pipe, did it start off as just steel pipe?
Yeah, that's most of what we got, probably 95% steel, maybe. We got a very few pilot, this was plastic pipe, and that's mostly what we replace going to people's house, they service. But, we got about 98% of steel lines, which everyone is getting away from. You know, go to some places, you see them big rolls of yellow pipe, that's gas pipe. So everybody getting away from steel, so we gotta start doing something about gas system.
All right. We'll start considering some, bigger dollar projects that we need to address, because we got the email today, I think, about, let's start putting those ideas together so the engineer can.
That's Atlantic Cushion, or that's, yeah.
Atlantic Chris.
Yeah. Good. That sounds good.
All right, does anybody have anything for, Mr. Long?
Do you have an update on, Church Street repair?
Say it again.
Do you have anything?
Oh, Church Street, no. It's just, I guess, I don't know, we had to talk to the space construction about that one.
Okay.
It's not an easy job. Why you think, that's why we bagged out, it's dangerous.
Good job is.
Yeah, that's why that's a safety box we see, for protection, so. I guess he's waiting till you get the right people, so. The same thing happens.
What's 15 feet deep, the sewer or the water? Or the both?
Well, the sewer, that's an estimate how deep it is, I think it's deeper than that. I think it's more like 18.
Okay. All right.
Anything else?
You gonna stay or you leaving?
Menu station?
I just wanna kind of get the board, and I think the lane probably do, is maybe just some sort of update on that giant utility bill from that guy.
Oh,
I didn't know if, you needed, you might not need to add anything, I think we've covered most of it. All right, if we go to executive session then to talk about it, then, I think, like I say, you and I are straight, or we'll call you for sure.
all right, thank you, have a good night.
All right, I don't see Main Street, anybody? Zoning, fire?
Okay, every month, we've been going through this, we never get a report from any of these departments. So, how do we know what's going on?
We do not know. And I'm not really sure that there's been a financial distribution to those departments, has there?
Nothing mentioned when I last one of this.
Okay.
Why?
I don't think Mickey Howland is still here anymore.
I do think he resigned.
Main Street, he's not here anymore.
Well, why haven't they been getting the distribution? Who stopped it? And why was it stopped?
You mean the $500 a month?
It's in the budget to go to them, and I don't remember a board coming across and saying stop it.
Right, the checks have been written, it's in the same category as other checks to be sent out when the funds are available, would I be right?
Yeah, that's the way you are making it sound, is saying that, we making it sound like we just stopped sending it,
Well,
so we need to clarify.
all right, and, I haven't spoken with anyone from zoning, Mrs., I met her earlier today, she asked me about it, they haven't met but once this past year, but they met twice this past year. So my question to her was, do we put together a new zoning committee? I do think having a zoning is important, it's up to y'all.
Well, I think they have to, won't do that, but we can.
No, but I think we could encourage them to, you know, if y'all don't wanna participate anymore, then let's get somebody else that might. So,
I know it was Ann Davis.
matter of fact, yeah, it was
Okay, Mrs. Davis, Mr. Beach, and myself have not been, requested to attend any meetings, over, I guess, last year.
Right.
So we don't know anything about it, because we're not the chairpersons.
and that is Clint. I mean, that's what's on here, right? Okay. Would you mind? All right, Chief, do you have a, report?
But we still got to, you said this Mickey Howland was, resigned or whatever, so who's going to take his place as far as communicating with us with names?
Still working,
So he's kind of on just a reserve, temporary? Okay. Are you still on? We need to encourage Main Street to kind of give us an update where we're at. Cause I haven't spoken to anybody in really quite some time. Ms. Bell, anything else? All right, Chief?
Good afternoon. Pretty much got the same as last month. We still having this sewer odor. In the building. It's not as bad. We're using a lot more cleaning products to cut the smell. But that's not making any better either. But we're stuck with, if we want to inhale bleach and pine sol, we made a bomb the other day with some ammonia and bleach, just to not smell the sewage. So we kind of suicide left, suicide right. I still don't know what to do.
So I asked Terrell to order, enough, let's call it a cork, a block, okay? I asked Terrell to order enough to cover every one of your floor drains, which is where we believe it's coming from, right? The odor?
I'm not sure, but like I said, even in my office, it's a strong, and I don't have a drain in my office.
Right.
So I don't know where.
Right, I'm just saying that, it's definitely not coming from a toilet or a sink, because they each have their own water trap or P-trap. The shower's the same way, but those floor drains, I'm assuming don't have any sort of P-trap to block the odor. So I asked him to get as many rubber stoppers that would go underneath that metal grate, you know, little screen that would go under there to help, or eliminate that problem.
Can you put backflow out?
Well, to access these drains, which are into concrete, the closest you could get would be outside the building. And we feel like there is some buildup or some odor in this pipe that was meant to be a shower or a drain where you would hose out the floor.
Is there a vent pipe anywhere?
Yeah,
Is it clear?
Far as I know, it's on the ground,
there's nothing on the roof.
Well, it should go up the roof to draw the smell.
And that's what Trill told me last time, it should be higher than the building
Yeah.
and not
That's
lower
gonna be a
below.
problem.
So,
Do you have flushing problem? Sometimes?
every now and then.
Well, see, that's where the air gets into the lines so the water will go out.
What we're not sure of is the system in the floors for like hosing out a jail cell. We're not sure if that system is tied into the, same sewer system.
If they put it, I'm sure that they tied it all the way together, but I mean, putting in a vent pipe, cutting the pipe outside and installing a vent pipe upside hollow, it's got to help.
Well, that's what was done. Now, the pipe that was put in was only, what, 5 feet tall? It's in the middle of the grass right out here, about 8 feet away from the building. In hopes that would solve some of it, and
But can you smell the odor, Eddie?
And, see, that's the question.
It's not right.
So, we could look at the roof, I have some pictures of the roof. When I sent them to you, did you notice, besides the vents over here for the heat, there's two vents in the roof for those. And I don't recall, because on the pictures that I sent, were there not some other 2-inch vents through this roof? I thought there was,
I
but
don't know if getting the picture.
remember when you asked me about my drone pictures? I didn't send you any? Okay. Do you still have them in your office? Okay.
Plumber come in here and look at blueprints. Certified plumbing company come in here and look at blueprints.
Okay.
And see what he thinks. I mean, if you gotta pay $150 for, a call, come look at your problem, that'd be worth finding a solution.
Yeah, I'm just surprised how the issue has become a little bit more prevalent.
Well, the sewer pipes could be getting somewhat clogged up if they're not draining very fast, if they don't have enough foul on them, that stuff will sit there.
Yeah. Did we not hire somebody one time before? We haven't yet for this issue?
Not that I know of.
Well, let's present that to the board and ask them to approve hiring a plumbing contractor that we normally use to look at it. Can we do that? So, we need a motion.
Take the sewer drains out to run a camera down there.
That's what we talked about last board meeting, we didn't, trails, see, we can get trails.
Roto-Rooter probably do that, I mean, that's all they do, sewer issue. Like Roto-Rooter, like he got it come up here and got moved.
Yeah.
And not do it.
Delaney, are you taking notes?
Yeah.
Okay, so the motion was made to approve to,
accredited plumbing company to come in and, give, a reasonable explanation of your smell.
right, and having access to read the plans if they can decipher something from that. And then Lewis seconded it?
Who made those?
Francis.
Lewis seconded, all in favor say aye. All right, carry on.
Second thing, is still in need of patrol vehicle. We have another vehicle that's in the shop, really don't know what's going on with it right now.
I thought the clerk said there was no problem with it, if we handle it through the Southampton or somebody else or whatever, the last meeting, what they about to do.
Yes, ma'am, I believe she emailed the lady the other day about it, and I'm just now actually getting a chance to look at what they have on state contract. We're looking at $50,000 for one vehicle, and $40,000 for another. And then these vehicles, they aren't even equipped with what we actually need. And we can get a bicycle with a cage, and I'm satisfied with that, but we're still transporting the vehicles without partition in the vehicle.
And I did talk to Yolanda today, and it is on the application. I put in a request for 4 vehicles, and, we have to still matching for them is not not free money. They will pay up to 50,000, I think we could pay 35% of the difference, so, I asked for, until we want to get 4, that depends on what our match is going to be. But we are starting to work on that, we have to make sure that our, audits are up to date, because it's still state and federal money, so if our audits are up to date, we still gonna be on hold. So we are working on it, we are working on it.
I've reached out to several other agencies, and none of them are actually buying patrol vehicles anymore. Everybody's going to leasing through Bancorp or Enterprise or Avis. I'm in the process of trying to find out how that goes. Last time I spoke to them, it was about a year and a half ago. Now, really didn't get anywhere with the rep that I talked to. He was in a rush, but pretty much, y'all gotta get 10 vehicles to do anything, if I help you. So, I just ended that conversation with him, but he never followed back up. But they reorganized, and there's a new representative now. I got that information from the Chiefs Association, so I'll be following up to see who I can speak with on that. It's every other law enforcement agency, that's what they're doing, and I'm not even sure if that would fit us, if we can get not only patrol vehicles, but utility department, street department, whomever needs vehicles, that can be something, if we have to get that many, it's cost efficient for us, if we can go that route, if we have to do that route, we would.
So you gonna check on the bundle package?
Yes, ma'am. Next thing, yesterday, after our court hearing, Judge Dixon did swear myself, Assistant Chief Dennis, Captain Baylor, and Officer Travis Burton as officers of the municipal court, which we had discussed this a couple board meetings ago. We all authorized that. This will allow us to be able to, do our affidavits in the event that something needs to be done in the middle of the night or weekend, or if the clerk is not available. So those will be put into the minutes.
Who's there,
Eddie Dennis and Travis Burke. I reached out to the representative at Crime Stoppers, to inquire about our surcharge on citations that we issue. I'm not sure if there is, I'm under the impression we have a board order already, from a couple years ago, but not 100% sure, but received this email back, pretty much stating that, there's a link attached to the email, that gives the municipality the authority to, assess a surcharge, for certain tickets, for that to be dedicated to Crime Stoppers. There's a form for the clerk to fill out with those forms and gives direction on where to send it, but Crime Stoppers needing the board to vote to join Crime Stoppers if we already don't have that in the minutes, and for it to be placed in the minutes and emailed to her.
Is that something we need to find out, or can we take care of that right now?
Yeah, I believe that's something that just needs to be done.
Make a motion that we join the Crime Stoppers.
Yes, ma'am.
So,
first and second, all in favor, say aye. What was the fee to join?
They just need more work to join, and then the clerk will have the link with the statute that shows, the amount that can be assessed for certain citations that are issued by the officer.
So this is separate right here, what you just handed,
Right,
isn't it?
yes,
All right.
sir. The paper that I just handed you all, I met with the superintendent of education today, and she presented me with this MOU, pretty much asking, for us to enter into this agreement to provide some services to the school district. Again, I'm trying my best to keep the staff that we have here. And I explained it to her. For the scope of service, I see where it states that, law enforcement agency will provide services to the school district on an as-needed basis, which may include but not limited to regular and emergency patrol of the school campus, response to criminal activities, assistance with emergency preparedness, collaboration with school administrators to ensure safety of policy, children.
And not to cut you off, this just seems like it came from the superintendent of education, where's the legal stuff where this actually comes from other than.
That's why I wanted to bring this to the board of attention. I have not signed anything. I had some questions myself, and I explained to her, in the event that something happens at the school, especially something of great tragic concern, we'll respond anyway. But I don't want this contract to lead them wrong, thinking we're gonna patrol out of our jurisdiction. There's a lot, especially within the school itself. You have to be a certified SRO. Myself and no officer here has been to SRO school. There's things that you have to do different in dealing with those children. And it can be a headache and a liability. I'm not trying to put myself all the time in that position, but I'm just not sure if this, Mr. Attorney, your thoughts. Right. Like I did explain to her, time or not, we're gonna do our part to assist the sheriff's office as best we can in the event something does happen, at the school, but I'm just not sure about this.
It's your suggestion not to sign it until looked at further and with the understanding that, you're shorthanded. Are we gonna say an incident happens at that school that needs a security officer every day? Whether it's a fight or this or that, would you say it's almost every day?
You would need someone present every day, and not just because something has happened, but to be proactive and to prevent it from happening. Presence is everything.
Did she say she was willing to pay, or did she wanna just do it? She
She's
wanted you to do it?
Seven on there,
Do they have any certified SRO?
no, and that was the reason for this MOU, Mr. Clark, we retired in December, so they don't have one there, so they had to disband their, police department, but,
So she made it on you?
yes, from From my understanding, she's the one that met with me, and we're gonna discuss it tomorrow with her before it as well. Well, like number 7, she pointed out provide school resource officers as needed, subject to available personnel and funding.
Well, if it's Centerville Police Department's time to pull duty over there, means they're gonna have to drive, take 20 minutes to get there, that incident's done been over with. So,
Well, I guess you refer to the school that's actually in their jurisdiction, they do have a school within their jurisdiction, in some, but the school here is outside our jurisdiction.
well, I think you were correct in stating that, you're always gonna be there to help, in almost all situations, but I don't think you can commit to, a regular
Not
commitment.
today, especially, whatever not having staff and you can be, so.
I just think someone needs to be there equipped, from 7 AM till whatever time, 3 or whatever time they get out of school. You might agree that there needs to be an officer on duty, on site,
Yes, sir.
all day. I think we discussed, if they wanted to do something in conjunction with us,
Correct.
we might be able to work something out,
Right.
using our resources to help find, an officer who might help them. Of course, they're gonna pay for it.
Correct.
And then that officer might help us, either on weekends or during the summer.
Correct, that's just like they do in other counties, the school resource officer is a police officer for either the police department or the sheriff's office. They work school Monday through Friday, from 7 to 4, or 8 to 4. They work the weekend, they work patrol shift for that agency, and during the summer, they work for that agency, so they're out of school.
So yes or no, you want to commit yourself to this amendment?
No.
Okay.
Not currently as it is.
You said go ahead and get the clerk to do the check, to get 3 readings.
Bounce. Well,
Yeah, but I don't know how far they will go.
All right, Patrick? Court clerk, Ms. Seaver, did I say it right?
I submitted a January report, monthly report, if you want to look at it, if you have any questions. I would have to consult with the former, court clerk. But this is for January, and I just came into office on February.
All right. I think you indicated to me that you've been taking the classes and doing everything you could to get kind of up to speed and everything on the court stuff.
Yes, sir.
All right,
I'm
good.
doing, cause you all recommended 20 hours, so I've been doing the online training with 2024.
Yeah.
On the comprehensive training from Biloxi, and Mrs. Wanna coming this today and giving me some hands-on training.
All right.
So you don't have anything to give another month, you just got 27 to 29, 28, 2 days?
Yes, ma'am.
You got 2 days, but you do.
All right, does anybody have any questions for Steve? All right, appreciate it very much. Ms. Adams?
Southwest Planning Development. 2 years ago, I think, we applied for Congressman Thompson's office had submitted, given, opportunity for a community funding grant. And we did submit an application for that community park or community playground out front, and at the time, we didn't think we were gonna get it. We just got word this week that the town was awarded, I think it was $48,800 to, do that project. And that's thanks to, Congressman Benny Thompson.
So basically, that's what I was gonna tell you, was that yesterday, we went to Natchez, we didn't even know why we were going. I mean, I asked her, she asked me, and we didn't know. Well, within about 2 minutes, we were told that we had received, got approval for $48,000 to build the little, kids recreation park to replace that structure right there. And, he just said, I need a couple quotes on a couple, play sets, a couple quotes on a fence, a couple quotes on some benches, and, submit that as soon as possible so we can get started. I started to say something else. He says, you don't need to say anything else. You already got the money. So it was a pleasant surprise. I appreciate you bringing that up.
And also, we need to, if the board agreed, we lost, Ms. Vivian Barnes as election commissioner. Then we need an odd number for election commission, and Ms. Elizabeth Benoit had agreed to be election commissioner. She was commissioners appointed by the board. So I'm submitting Ms. Benoit to be appointed by the board to be our election commissioner.
All right, so we need a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Motion to appoint Liz Benoit, election commissioner. So commissioner. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, I got a second. All in favor, say aye.
Okay, also we have the elections coming up, and the circuit clerk, Ms. Delane, has submitted her contract for the primary 2025, for the primary and the general election. And just the total cost for her agreement for, that she has, breakdown per election. But the total cost is $3,585 for the primary and the general election.
Do you know when the ballots will be printed?
She's building the election today, and for absentee voting starts on the 18th.
So the ballots will be printed on the
Absentee, people can start absentee voting on the 18th.
So move Ms. Delane, we paid the $35.85 for the election.
All right, so we got a first
Second.
and all in favor.
Okay, and, other thing I have, also talking to Ms. Lynette West yesterday, spoke about, getting funding for the patrol vehicles, and we have to enter into a resolution for the, USDA, Southwest Municipal Planning Development, bill along with USDA, and I'll read the resolution. It says, a resolution authorizing and approving the filing of application for USDA Rural Development Grant funding, loan funding. A resolution of the Board of Alderman, Woodville, Mississippi, agreeing to apply for financial assistance with the United States Department of Agriculture, Rural Development to finance patrol vehicles. Be it further resolved that the Board of Alderman, Woodville, Mississippi, authorizes Mayor Drew Pearson to sign all documents relating to the USDA Rural Development Loan and/or grant. The town of Woodville grants permission to Southwest Mississippi Planning and Development District for grant applications submittal, and should grant funds be awarded as a result, the town will utilize professional services of Southwest Mississippi Planning and Development District for the administration of funding. And that's the resolution that's been approved by the board.
All right, so
Matching grant?
No, it's not a matching grant. Oh, it is a matching grant, it's not a free grant, it's a matching grant.
Can you say 35%?
Yeah.
All right, so we need a motion to approve the resolution.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, Louis made a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Ms. Bailey, would you like to second? Ms. Bailey made a second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Also, I have submitted an email from Ms. Lily Lewis, she asked me to read this. It says, Mayor, Alderman and Mayor, due to my responsibilities, I am unable to be present at the meeting in person, so I'm emailing my question. What is the status of a court fine money that was stolen from the town hall around April 1st, 2024, in the amount of $1,394? Which town official is in charge of following through on the theft of the money or the investigation of the disappearance and the apparent reappearance of the money at the home of Alderman Bailey? Where is the money now? Is some Is some entity other than the town of Woodville investigating the theft? Why is this not being addressed in monthly meetings? I think this information should be made public to the citizens of Woodville. Lily Lewis.
It's already been made public, she already said it was found in my house, so how much more public do you all want? I always want.
So, Chief, if you don't mind, you listening?
From my understanding, it's been turned over to the state, and we don't have anything to do with it, am I correct?
That's what I was gonna ask you, is, state investigator, that whole thing was turned over to the state, am I correct?
Correct.
And, we know they're backlogged, I haven't heard an update, I'm not sure if you have,
I have not.
or Chief.
Yeah, I have, but I'm still not at liberty to talk about it.
Okay.
I don't care who asks. But I find it funny that there's information being said that nobody knows, some of it that I don't even know about. So now we need to find out where it come from, who's originally stated it.
Would you clarify, I don't have any money?
Yes, ma'am, I can. So that's, and that was the purpose of it, to keep it how it is, but it probably be visited as soon as tomorrow.
All right, so we're gonna say that,
Miss Bailey don't have any money.
besides that, we're gonna say that, it's still under investigation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She asked me to ask that, and I told her what to do.
I'll do the travel around you. I think that's all that I have, make sure I have something else for me.
All right, so travel is,
Kimville and Teresa Seaver to go to Florida to, soccer event PDI for training in military and court. And that's gonna be, this month, I think.
The 25th and 26th.
all right, so we need a motion to approve the travel for Ms. Veal and Ms. Seaver.
I'll make a motion.
Russell made a motion, is there a second? Ms. Bailey made a second. All in favor, say aye.
You have something for me?
Do we have a representative on the town website?
No,
No.
no, and I just wanna make a call, and I have not. I have not.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, last month, Miss Joyce Williams came, and she asked about stop signs. So,
Church and Depot?
Yeah.
I see one though, yeah.
Yeah, I think they put one up and they put that thing in the rush along the corner. Yeah.
They That stop sign stands, I mean, it stands out.
I don't know, I was doing a minutes like this, and something like that, said about paint, striking the road, so something painted the road.
If they were gonna put, a stop sign also on Depot, then there was gonna be, maybe a stop stripe added. But as of right now, the stop sign at Church Street is, they did a terrific job of that. I mean, you can see that from a ways away. It's very clearly, a stop sign.
Is anybody recording that straight line out, right there at the pole? At Red Bottom stop sign,
It's on.
what's that?
Yeah, they just need to cut the tree, when that tree, when they clean that spot, I mean,
I've come by several times tonight, it's a flicker.
well, the last couple of nights I saw, it was long, I didn't know.
That was flickering too, and then the one in front of the Jerry Foster's, it's not, hadn't even worked.
And y'all do got the call energy, I'm sure it would be stop sign.
Huh?
I said, y'all can call energy to be stop sign.
Wow. Good, so now we have to go back.
I used to be able to do it, and then our rep told me that it all has to go through the town hall.
But I'll just call, get the one hundred or whatever, and then, you know, switch. You said,
Give me the one I don't know, my note back, I'll.
what's the, you said, I got you, what's it?
From the Jerry Foster's house,
You didn't tell me,
it's on Church Street, at the corner of Third South and Church Street. Right there on the corner, Third South and Church Street. It's just, real deal.
Okay.
Mine comes on, goes off, it's on my house, it flickers.
And you said the one on Depot Street is working?
It was when I saw it, Mr. Lewis,
I'll
it's,
watch it, I'll go down there.
Okay.
I have something for the street department. During the, cold weather we had, when we had the ice or whatever, I mean, we, need to get with the street department or whatever, and they need to, be aware of things like that. They think right in front of that Family Dollar, I think, down the street by the fire department, there were just lumps of ice in the street. So I mean, maybe they should purchase some salt or something for incidents. I mean, situations of that effect so that they can put it down to, maybe cut the danger of accidents or whatever. I mean, it's the street department's responsibility. I don't know who does what, but it needs to be brought to their attention that they need to get on their job, down trees line, trees in the ditch, branches down. I mean, they need to get on their job.
Was it last meeting or the meeting before, when we talked, Lewis? What did we talk about in reference to you and the street department?
Well, if we know about a storm or anything coming ahead of time, I'll get with them and
Okay.
line it up.
And, are we gonna include like the random limbs that come down and are blocking the road? I mean, outside the storm, we're still losing trees and limbs on occasion.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be glad to do it.
I got another question for the street department too. They don't have, well, two things, they don't have where to dump their limbs.
They're not using the same place they used to?
Down by Prison Lane, is my understanding that that's kind of like illegal, you don't want them to do that. I did speak with, Mr. Jackson, Mr. Ricky Jackson, and about going where the town dumps theirs, but he said, we have to look for the board. There'll probably be some monetary fee because the county pays for that disposal. So, they don't have anywhere, to my understanding, legally to dump their limbs and stuff.
I think the legally part needs to be looked into because when we were talking about the legal part, that was a environmental cleanup company that told you that.
Okay.
I mean, that was a guy that wanted to charge you $10,000 to go grind up a pile of limbs that were out there.
Yeah, we have to get with, cause that'll be that'll be DEQ call for where you talking about what they normally do on Prison Lane, right?
Yeah, I mean,
That's it.
the last time I was an alderman, they said it was okay as long as we didn't use put construction, debris, and anything else. As long as it was trees and leaves, it was okay.
Now, you know, with garbage, appliances and all that, just strictly limbs and limbs.
Okay,
Yeah, so it's clean debris on your own, on property you own.
okay.
Okay, during the inclement weather, okay, who works, and the town hall was closed, do people that were working, but they get time in hand, or how is that, cause that's what they said the last time.
Not that I know of, you said last time.
Not the last time, but I'm saying that if the town hall was closed, and they were, that those individuals with time in hand, so was it officially closed, or how does it go? I don't know.
They were closed one day after the ice.
Well, according to the, I think it was according to the state, they were supposed to have to roll those 2 days. Now, as far as I know, time ahead is only for your holidays, you get time ahead. I know the police department came to work, and I know the utility department, they came out partial because there were still some things that they have to make sure that they check and make sure it's done. So, yeah, the street department didn't work, town hall didn't work.
Okay, so PD and utility get time in hand?
Yeah, I did come in, one of the days I came in, but I don't get time.
Town hall wasn't open one day, that was at Friday. It was open one day, that was Friday after the storm, it was closed. Then Monday for the holiday, Tuesday for the storm, and 2 days following it, it was closed 4 days.
When did it become, when the town hall was closed, this time ahead?
No,
That was somehow, brought up years ago, that the town hall was closed, the street department gets time and a half. I don't
They
know
were
where that.
closed for that was for a holiday. Y'all closed for a holiday, and they work, they get time off, right?
right. That's where I know your time ahead comes, as far as your holiday, you get, if you're required to be closed, if you can't go on the road, then you'll still get that day. If you can't come to work.
Well, you do remember the discussion where they claimed, the street department claimed that the town hall was closed, that they got time and a half.
I remember.
It's not a claim, I have the documentation, I have all the payroll for every holiday from 2019 to 2025. We were compensated at time 1.5 rate whenever the town hall was closed. So the days that they were off, that Wednesday and that Thursday, they were off. So did they use comp time, vacation time, sick time? Because we don't have any time as of right now. So how are they gonna be compensated? How were they compensated for those days?
It's a good question, we'll look into it.
No, they were getting paid, so how are they compensated? That's gone, so how are they compensated? Because we don't have any time for 2025. So they had 2 days off. How were they compensated? Because if they were paid, then they had to use some type of time, right? So how were they compensated?
What's that have to do with the time and a half thing?
Because when it's time and a half for straight time, they were compensated for days that they were off. But we do not have, well, some of us don't have time for 2025. So how were they paid for those days that they were not, that you all said there wasn't approval? The town hall was closed and some of y'all didn't know it. So how were they compensated? Who checked their time?
We'll certainly check on that tomorrow.
Okay.
As it relates to the time, I do not know if there's something that you know bring up, but we get some clarification on the time, how it's issued. Cause in January, I went from 80 hours to 0 hours and 300 to 0. Is it not rolling over? I know we
guess it was last week, I wanna do a employee meeting. So I'd still like to do an employee meeting to bring those questions up, where we can figure out where we're at and what changes we need to make, if any.
Because that's a discrepancy, well, there is a discrepancy, because, normal procedure was at the beginning of the year, you got your 8 hours sick time. The handbook says, it did a day
From
from
the
the
hand,
hand.
you hadn't been approved yet, weren't you supposed to be looking into it?
You know, I was looking at something, I don't know if y'all approved it or not. if y'all-
So where we stand, where we stand is proofread between the printer and delivery to Woodville.
So the new handbook says that you get a day per month, which that would be 96 hours a year instead of the 80 hours per year.
But the new handbook has to be approved, so that is a question that is up for discussion, is a possibility to be corrected or changed.
That's the discussion, whether it's be corrected or changed. So are you gonna do the 96 hours, or are you gonna do the 80, and you're gonna, whichever one you're gonna do, how you gonna calculate it, because beforehand, we would give the time at the beginning of the year. The new handbook says, the new proposal says something like that, 1 day per month. So how are you going to administer the time? So those are questions.
Yeah, what they need with the entire staff and everybody, to come about with, cerebral, consideration to go into the handbook if it needs to be changed from what is in there right now.
And there are at least 2 other items. Also, they're doing something else, and they're going to, I forgot what they were. But there's something else that needs to be addressed too, as far as jury pay. That the handbook just says, it's under comp time, compensatory time. But if you can't get paid for being a jury duty and get paid for being at work, so I think I did send you all a proposal for an amendment for that. So there was 2 things that y'all need to discuss and decide on how it's gonna be addressed going forward. Your time, your sick time, and vacation time is usually always at your anniversary, but your, jury pay. So how's that supposed to address as well?
You want, discussing it now?
Well, you just said you're gonna have a meeting, so just.
Yeah, I think that needs to be included
Right,
and and finalize what's gonna be the policy on that.
right.
And I guess we need to bring a copy of the old handbook. It's still in effect as of right now.
The new handbook was supposed to approve, was there a discussion, because she
The
said.
new handbook was not approved.
It was
It
approved.
was not approved, the only thing approved was that Mr. Rosenblatt could take it and you all look at it, but we never approved it. You approved it.
No,
We
I didn't
never
approve it, I
approved
didn't
it.
have anything to do with it.
Well, we didn't have anything to do with it because we
What are
didn't
the
approve it.
minutes?
Yeah, I didn't bring the order, I had order, because I didn't bring the order, I had that order. And
The order was incorrect order because we never voted on giving it out in order to give it to the employees because we never reviewed it.
okay.
Okay, it went to the printer and the printer sent it back, but we never saw the finished product before it was given out. So that's why I said I was not voting for it.
Yeah, I understand your reasons.
It was not.
I'm just sure. And while we said meeting dates, we also need to have a, not to do the same time, we actually have a budget meeting. The revenue expense report, and also look at your overtime. I think we're almost at a quarter of our overtime limit already.
All right. What else?
I can't think of anything else.
Does anybody have any questions for Ms. Adams?
What is gonna be the official date of the work session? So we can know that, so we can begin preparing those questions, because I also have a question about, a section in the handbook about outside employment, which contradicts a board order, the board issue, about outside employment for the police department, but that
next Friday.
Who's next Friday?
Just the 21st, we don't have anything scheduled.
March 13th, plus 7,
Tomorrow, 12.
20 plus 1.
Friday the 21st?
I mean, you wanna do it this coming Friday?
No.
I guess it was on Monday or Tuesday.
March 12th, and
You said Monday or
we
Tuesday?
love it, huh?
Anybody or Tuesday? You do it Monday?
I'll call in. I say I'll call in.
So what day is good for, oh, excuse me, well, you know what? Probably to send out an email to Will so that he can come too. So why don't I send out an email, maybe text message to everybody and see what they, we can all make it. How about that?
I'm fine, I just have to leave every day by 4 o'clock.
Every day by 4 o'clock. Gotcha. So, Monday and Tuesday, are your only off days?
Or Friday.
Friday's a bad day? Okay, so we'll find another other than Friday. Okay. All right.
Good night.
Is there any unfinished business?
Well, you did update on the minutes, I know that's not finished.
Say again?
You did update on the minutes, I know that's not finished.
What about approval to pay the bills?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, Lewis made a motion, approval to pay the bills. You made a second?
No,
All in favor, say aye.
Good night.
Looks like everything's covered. Is there a motion to leave?
I'll make a motion.
Did we approve the minutes you gave?
We're gonna have to,
All at the same time. And there may be some errors on there, not like that.
all right, is there a second to adjourn?
Did a motion
Motion to adjourn, a second by, Russell, and all in favor. Yeah, I'm gonna do what I can, but you're gonna need to do that for this. We'll have to do this next.
Did I fix your plan? Did I fix your plan? Your hours, your sick vacation, did I fix your plan? Oh, no, wait, yeah, wait. How long you been here? Yeah. See, how long did you be on it? You clarified, I don't have any money.